What's going on, guys? Welcome in, welcome back. These messages riding on the frequency of love for the highest good. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If this is your first time with the channel, welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back. Burps. Alright, so there's some reason to celebrate here in your current position. Exciting. Balance you've created here in your past position. I've got 3 of Wands in your past position, 5 of Wands in the current position. So you're riding in here into some type of, like, you know, kingdom that's like celebrating you here now. And I'm seeing that this is you're arriving inside of like a community. You're arriving inside of you're arriving inside of some type of like home, inside of, like, it's like an inner, it's an inner kingdom or something. Hold on. I want to kind of know about like what you're sort of celebrating here. You're celebrating walking away from something. 111 on the timer. I'm hearing like a limited belief, you know, cycles closing out here, the moons. You're walking away from some like treasure of some kind, or like what you perceived to be a certain type of treasure. And whatever this balance that you've facilitated and fostered here in your past position, which I'd actually like some clarification around, please. The world. So you balanced the world. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the resources that exist inside of you, that's the inner kingdom I'm speaking about. That's the inner world that I was like, wait, what, inner kingdom? There you go. This is a balanced world. This is like almost like whatever you've created here is like tight and right. You know what I mean? Your business, your message for someone here, your inner world. You know what you like, what you want, what you don't. Your life has become peaceful. And it's interesting that like you're riding into a community here. This is a magical type of community, 222 on the timer, and you're walking away from some material world thing. Isn't that interesting? So it's almost like it's giving me the, ooh, okay, so two of Wands here too, which is like just more confirmation of the balance which was in your past position, like coming through here. But the difference is that like you've built a little world here. You're overlooking the world. The world. Confirmation. Okay, it's a world that you've built inside of yourself, reflecting the outer world. High Priestess. Interesting. I'm seeing the Devil in reverse here as well. So your messaging is becoming more clear, and people are more aligned now in an understanding of like themselves through some type of decision, right? And what I was saying earlier before I pulled the High Priestess was that you walking away from some type of like material worldly like possession or treasure or something, and like continuing to set that down and move away and move away and move away, like into self, into self, into self, is somehow bringing you a community of like outer world reality that is celebrating you for who you are, not what you have or what they perceive you to have, or who they perceive you to be, or like who they perceive you to know, or who they like, what they perceive they can get from you, how they perceive themselves to be in relationship with you. You have removed something, and there is an energy there that like of, you know, that having to turn over, that nature having to turn over, and like you being so diligent in your practice and your messaging and your consistency to just know that the world has got to turn over, life has got to turn over, nature has to turn over. And you knew that by taking this on, this curriculum on, somehow, 444 on the timer, that you could change the world. You could change the world, and you knew it. And that's really what this is about. And that's really a big high calling. And you didn't realize that. You didn't realize that you were able to change the world. You didn't realize that you were able to change your messaging. You didn't realize that you were able to upgrade your point of view, your thoughts, your emotions. You didn't realize that you were able to even share these aspects of yourself. You didn't realize that other people would fuck with these aspects of you too. You didn't realize. You just didn't realize. The High Priestess here, because it's like, yeah, that energy of like you not wanting to realize your power is exactly correct. The Devil card here. Okay? So that would be the energy of something somewhere being like contracted and fearful, which I'm getting the energy here of like that is, you know, a misperception entirely, especially like with the High Priestess and the Devil card coming out. Like honestly, it's just giving me the energy of the High Priestess being judged so harshly, so unfairly, you know what I mean, for their messaging. 5:55 on the timer. And like the energy of it's just like calling this directly out for what it is, which is backwards busted judgment. And then you're sitting here on some like, ooh, only God can judge me though. And you're gosh darn right. Isn't that what they say, right? Ooh, ego death. Dang. Someone took a big fall. Whoops. But I feel like that judgment here, like you know, this is an ego death. So whatever this was for someone, like being misconstrued here somehow, right, as being seen as someone you're not, you having to like foster and facilitate more balance for the entire world. But keep in mind that this happened after you already restored so much balance for the entire world. It's like you changed the world. You changed the world. You came into your magic, and then you're like, oh dang, I gotta change the world again. Damn it. Then you did it. But so it was hard, but it wasn't too bad, right? You can do it again and again and again. You wake up every day and do it, even when you don't have to. King of Pentacles. This is bringing you directly into something lovely and wonderful, some type of new like honestly relationship with self. And whenever I see Pentacles, Queen and King of Pentacles too, it's like, dude, whatever this like perceived material world that you walked away from, the treasures and shit, like that is waiting for you. It is completely like the more aligned treasures are like waiting for you. This won't be things that you have to chase, things that you have to covet, things that you have to hold on to, things that you have to perform for. Like this won't be that. This won't be that at all. This will be energy of you just being the fucking king of the castle, being like, yeah, I host people from far and wide at my castle, and we all have a really good time, and we all eat well, we all laugh, we all play, we all have fun. You know what I mean? And like we don't really have like, you know, weirdos over. It's like just not what we do. Why would we do that? You know? Like we're literally so fucking weird. Like we don't need any like, you know, anyone like being like, you guys are weird. It's like, duh, bitch, duh, you fuck, duh, like, duh, gratitude. This is like, feels like a risk, right, for someone? Yeah. Well, the encouragement here is like, don't let your life get to a place where like, you know what I mean? And this might be a specific message for someone, but don't let this like have to happen to you if it hasn't already, right? Don't let yourself get to a place where you have to fight for yourself back. Like don't let that happen to you. Gratitude. Gratitude. Having gratitude for all of these things that you know about yourself, having gratitude for who you already are, having gratitude for who you, like all of your talents, all your gifts, having gratitude for your mind, your heart, having gratitude for your path, your journey, having gratitude for the moment, having gratitude for like even being able to have your next meal, having gratitude for being able to pay your rent, having gratitude for being able to like say hello to like, you know, someone that makes you happy, like being able to like just being able, really, right? And being able to acknowledge that in the moment and allow the gratitude to permeate through you. You become the energy of gratitude, and then you can literally spot like the energy that is like not, you know, this type of energy, you know what I mean? And so like you get when that energy isn't grateful for you either, so you're kind of like you're just a little bit more like discerning, like quiet about, like, you know, whatever it is, 10-10 on the timer. So you're like quiet about this, but you're just noticing because your inner world is coming alive, right? And you're like being switched back on inside, like of some kind of, it's like this thing that you always knew. You're remembering it once again now through this work, through this message, through this curriculum, right? And so your ability to like risk is not actually a risk. And you know this because you are actively inside of taking risks. Like, okay, for your past like self, picture your like self in a few years ago, or 10, 12, 50, whatever. For whoever you are, like what you're doing right now would have felt like such a risk, but now it doesn't, right? Now it doesn't. So now you're just like, you're a risky business. 11:11 on the timer. You know what I mean? You're just like, you're just risking it all. You know that love is way more important. You know that connection is way more important. You know community is way more important. You know peace is more important. You know legacy is more important. You know healing is just more important. Like, you know that this inner world that you seek and want to cultivate is more important, because it has to take precedence, because you have to, like, you know, for whoever this is, it's like, I guess you don't have to do anything, but for whoever you are, I feel like there's an energy of like, there was and is always like, no, I have to do something, and also I want to do something, you know, like, I don't know, it's just like giving me the energy of like, okay, like let's say that there's like a, like, okay, like the LA fires, right? So like that happened earlier this year. Like, were you the type of person that was organizing donation drops, 12:12 on the timer, or were you the type of person that was like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here because the air quality is just like so bad? Because there is an energy here that is disconnected from an intention to create more balance in the world, right? Because I think that what some people come to this work for is how to get somewhere inside of their life. They want to get something from their life. But whoever my messages are resonating for is like, you already get things from life because you don't seek things like that from life, right? You are living a life, and thank God for that. You know, you are living a life. You are in process of becoming, you know, and this is the message that rides in through like your vibration and just who you are. And then that contracted energy that's just like, you know, not the judgmental type of energy and stuff that like will not seek to understand this deeper level of wisdom, is the same type of energy that just keeps walking directly into the material world, hoping to find enlightenment, hoping to find some type of like peace of mind, some type of like reward, some type of treasure, some type of like person, some type of something. It's always like we're looking at the outside world in search of something, but it's like, in order to like get the thing and then pull it into our experience and then have it, right? But really, love in the world that you're creating is something that just exists across the board. 14:14 on the timer. It's not something that anyone has to reach for. It's not something that anyone has to long for. It's not something that anyone has to control into their experience. Like, it's not that. Love is just abundant. It is all around us at all times, and it permeates each of our experiences even when we're not aware of it. So when we become aware of it, we can use the power of love. That's the power of love. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Oh, love. Ooh, that was bad. Never knew what I was missing. That was bad. Should I keep going? No, I'm not gonna keep going. But I do miss Keisha Cole. I wish she would come back with some more music. She deserved more. Risk. Love feels risky. 15:50 on the timer as I said that. It is. It's kind of like a leap, right? A leap of faith. A leap of faith. Yeah. You know? But here's the thing about faith. I pulled the universe card here too. Okay, so maybe this is going to be like a guided... The thing about faith is that that's what you have that separates you from this. Do you know what I mean? From like people who like seek that type of destruction. Do you know what I mean? Even in relationships, and it's insidious. Like you might like I don't know, like inside of a friendship or whatever, someone comes into your world and like mirrors things to you, you know, for a long time, and then over time, you being connected to your faith and creating more balance and stability in your life and being more mindful about your process and your inner world and your messaging and knowing exactly where you're going at all times and knowing who you need and how you need it and how you can upgrade the way that you feel about your life as you're experiencing it, and like with gratitude always, that messaging is like that faith is underneath it. That's the leap of faith. So when you leap, you will be caught. You will not fall. You don't fall. It actually, I'm hearing the energy of like, don't move until you're moved, and when you're ready to jump, you will have support. You will have love. You will have guidance. You will have resources. You will have love. You will have it. And it will show up in the most unexpected ways. You might feel like you're going without it at times, you know, and 17:17 on the timer, and you will be welcoming you'll be welcoming that exact same type of love, because you have like upgraded your like almost like a relationship contract with yourself now, knowing this is what I need. And like, not only is it like what you need, you're learning that what you want is actually like what you need, right, for whoever you are. But this is guided on love for self, and not even seeing, right, the energy of setting that down and freeing. If you love something, set it free, right? And if it's meant to be, it'll be. And that's what this is. And I think that like taking your time on that, like, because it doesn't even need to be a person. You're letting go of beliefs. You're letting go of limited judgments, you know. And as you set that down, newer awarenesses come through, right? And you're doing such a beautiful job here. And remember, in the current position, there's so much reason to celebrate here already. The balance that you've fostered, the pentacles that you've already like achieved and now are walking away from somehow, like, but it's like a mental thing that you're walking away from. It's like a belief system that you're walking away from, like in service of like your own higher like life vision for someone here, the world. So take your time. Once again, you will have support, you will have love, you will have guidance, you will have kindness and connection when you need it. 1919 when I looked up. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks so much for being here for this message, and I hope to see you in another one very soon. Bye guys.